welcome to No Movies in Hell. I'm Chris Geiger.
I'm LaClaw Scott. Today we are reviewing The Tragedy of Macbeth by a Coen brother, because it's not both of them.
Right. I don't know how I feel about that.
You know what? I loved this interpretation of The Tragedy of Macbeth. It's so artful. Like, it was just so interesting and artful, and I loved the shadows and the colors, and from the set design, it looked like it was filmed in a box, but because of what they do with the light and the depth and the lack of color, so it was like you could just do so much with just the angles, and like the scenes with the witches were like the best because it was really telling this full story with such minimalism. I loved it.
I liked it too. I'm not saying that I'm not sure how I feel about The Tragedy of Macbeth. I'm not sure how I feel about one of the brothers by himself. Like, I like both of them. I like the work they do together. So when I saw that it was just one of them, I was like, oh, okay. But I thought it was great. I love Frances McDormand, of course. Love Denzel. Like, the casting was amazing. I thought the cinematography was awesome. It was as if each thing was its own black and white sketch, like charcoal drawing. Yeah, it was like a graphic novel almost.
It was, yes. Kind of like a Frank Miller-esque type vibe.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I feel like I wish this had been available when I was in high school, because you know how you always read the book and you watch the play and like your English teacher makes you write a paper. I wish this had been around when I was in high school so I could watch this version. But also I'm not sure that I would have liked it when I was in high school.
Yeah. I know that I like probably wouldn't if it came out when I was in high school, because I would be like more, I think I would have wanted more. One, I would have been turned off by the fact that it was in black and white. So I have developed some style over the years, and like not feeling the substance because the cinematography was so, like, everything was so minimal. It's just really good. It's really good interpretation of theater that doesn't feel like a film, if that makes sense. Shots are like super close of like dialogue, and then kind of pulls away when it involves a lot of the casts. I'm thinking of like the scenes through the forest, and how like the trees and things are all like shadows and very minimal, but then you see like leaves.
I did like the scenes with the witches. I thought those were awesome. And I don't know where they found the person who was the witch, but
Yes,
so cool. And the costumes, the attention to detail, like I think those costumes could be in a museum somewhere. Just the pleating and the thread work, and it wasn't like it makes me think of Game of Thrones in some ways, in that everything is so elaborately done, but it's so elaborately done in an understated way. Like, it's very precise and design oriented, but subtle.
I agree.
Yeah.
It was a perfect, it just fit right in with the overall kind of cinematic feel and feeling, if that makes sense. I really liked it.
Let's pull up the slide. All right, 26. So
Not bad.
Costumes, hair, makeup, jewelry, and special effects. So I'm surprised that you gave it lower scores in costumes, hair, makeup, and jewelry. I felt like you would give this high scores.
I think I meant to.
That's okay. It's however you're feeling at that moment when you're hitting the buttons. The jewelry, same thing. Like it fit in perfectly with the aesthetic of the movie. Even though everything was so minimalist, the jewelry fell in line with that, like the crown. At one point, there were different versions of the crown, right? So each
Mhm.
one, and they were sometimes interwoven with her hair. Like the jewelry was part of the, I don't, it was elaborate, but understated still at the same time. And I thought it was perfect for what it needed to be and noticeably so. Like that's the thing. Like everything was understated but noticeable, which
Yes.
is a tough combination.
Yeah, it's really hard to juggle. Yeah, you know what? I know. I'm maybe like at the moment, I was just kind of like just fully enthralled in what I really took away was the set design, the cinematography. But I do remember like a lot of the armor, a lot of the jewelry, and it was really, really well done.
Special effects. So I felt like I wasn't sure if there were a lot of special effects, like in terms of post-production special effects, because it seemed like, at least to me, it seemed like most of it was real.
No, I think for me, the special effects were kind of what was not like post, but how they kind of, especially with the witches, the different angles and like the pool and kind of that melding of their world and what they're saying and like what you're observing. So kind of for me, that fell in the like special effects bucket, but I guess it could be applied to like the cinematography as well. And of course, like the set design.
Yeah. Tragedy of Macbeth, highly recommend. Hoping to see more things from maybe just one Coen brother. Are they working on anything else right now?
You know what? I don't know. I'm assuming that they are, but you never know. Like it's one of those things that they're probably doing like pre-production because I feel like they come out with things like every couple years, and usually they are like Academy fodder. So this is kind of one of them's being since this is Academy Award nominated, but I'm pretty sure they have other things in the lineup.
It was interesting because they did Ballad of Buster Scruggs, which was a Netflix kind of. I think I read somewhere that they had pulled some old scripts out of the closet and stitched them together and made this thing for Netflix. So I kind of thought that there would be more of that from them, like that they would be doing some like not quick one-off deals, but like some quick one-off deals while the getting's good, you know. But we didn't. I haven't really seen anything else after that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like a lot of these directors get deals with Netflix, and it just takes a very long time for them to get things together. And it probably was delayed with COVID too. So it's like things are taking longer to produce and get out the door. So I hope that they've continued their like partnership, even though I guess this movie specifically was Apple, seeing as like they have a full-fledged deal with Netflix. There's probably more coming. It's just it takes time probably to get all of their like their lineup too, because Frances McDormand is in their well, she's married to one and she's in their film. So
Right. Is the other Coen brother married?
oh, I don't know.
Oh,
We
because
should just like go try to find them in the Bronx.
they live in the Bronx.
Yes.
Oh, I had no idea. Well, one day we'll go. We'll plan a trip to Staten Island one day, and then we'll plan a trip to the Bronx, and we'll see both Yankees. We'll see the Staten Island Yankees, and we'll see the Bronx Bombers.
Yes.
That'll
We'll go
be
see other like we'll see a basketball oh no, our baseball game in every borough.
right, right. We'll have to plan that for summer this year.
Wait.
Summer's right around the corner. I know it snowed
Oh.
yesterday, but it is March.
I really hope so. But I just after the snow yesterday, I was just like, that was a rude awakening.
I was
Or the
surprised
other
when I
day.
went outside. I knew it was supposed to rain, but when I went outside, I was like, that is not rain.
Yep.
All right. Do you have anything to plug this episode?
Nothing to plug, just looking forward to more films. So, you know, we we got some things coming up, so it's exciting. How
That's
about
right.
you?
Um, no, I'm looking forward to our next couple of episodes where we talk about Batman and the worst person in the world because I really want to know what you think about that one. Maybe we'll have some special guests on for that one because I know like Dax has strong opinions about that movie, and I feel like
Oh,
they will too. So maybe
okay.
we'll do like a 4%.
That should be fun.
Yes, and then also Cyrano, when you get a chance, we'll have an episode on that. So um yeah, looking forward to that.
Looking forward to it. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.